Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about Plankton, the movie. This is another one of those Netflix SpongeBob spin-off movies, much like the Sandy Cheeks movie over the summer. This one is about Plankton. I don't particularly like these movies, and I don't understand the point of having a spin-off because they all still have SpongeBob in them, which kind of like, why is this about Plankton? Why can't we commit to this? I don't understand. But I felt like this movie is maybe better than the Sandy Cheeks movie, and a little better of a direction for these kind of things, or a SpongeBob movie in general, while also feeling like it really wasn't consequential enough for you to definitely check out. It feels like something that you could go and, not watch and you'd probably be fine. But if you did, you'd be like, okay. And I don't think it really ever got beyond any of that, This is about Plankton, and he's being particularly mean to his robot wife, Karen. And she gets really mad, and then he takes out her empathy chip, and then she becomes like a supervillain and makes a magnet that is going to take over the world, and Plankton has to stop her while also going sort of through the backstory of their relationship. This was actually written in the story by Mr. Lawrence, who's the voice of Plankton. I don't really get the point of this movie, and I don't think the movie even tries to pretend it has more of a point other than they were asked to do it. It doesn't do as many them in the real world things as most of these movies do, in which case I was very grateful because I don't like those segments. Though I don't like the kind of weird 3D thing they always put in these things, like why not just have it be animated like SpongeBob rather than this weird way. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. I guess it's a different department and they're busy with other stuff, but I don't know. I never really loved that design. And I don't love this premise. It's not a great premise, to be honest. And I do like how they go through their relationship and like how things have changed and their backstory and stuff. But like the whole time Plankton's there and his wife's going crazy and becoming evil, SpongeBob's there. In fact, SpongeBob's in the whole movie. Which I was like, I thought this was Plankton's movie. Why is SpongeBob in this so much? And it's felt the same thing with the Sandy Cheeks thing. It's the Sandy Cheeks movie. No, it's not. It's the SpongeBob movie. Just focuses on her more. And same with the Plankton movie. But like, how come the day the Earth blew up, the Looney Tunes thing was able to not have bugs or a ton of cameos, but it feels like these are the reverse. We're like, well, we have to have SpongeBob. What if people get bored and wonder where's SpongeBob? And like, I get it, but at the same time, like, it just feels like really disingenuous. Like, why isn't this called like Plankton and SpongeBob or something? Supposedly the premise from Mr. Lawrence was supposed to be more of a special, but I think a special like this really felt inconsequential. It felt better than like the Sandy Cheeks. I forget what I said about that, honestly. In most of the recent movies, you'd probably end up, I feel like this is one that's gonna age in a good way and people are gonna rank it high and stuff, but at the same time, like, I never felt that engaged in it. When it ended, like, I'm doing a review honestly just so I can like remember, make sure all my memories of it are there, because just it really felt inconsequential. And I've heard like no one talk about this thing, and yet it's in the Netflix top 10. I don't need to get into the legitimacy of that whole thing, but like after seeing it, I know there's the people say so about streaming movies, but I'll just say about this movie, I totally get it. Like, I'm gonna have a hard time in a week, like, if you said, oh yeah, and then he finally got the Krabby Patty formula or something, I'd definitely be like, he did what now? Like, it's just like doesn't really, I don't think you could break through to anyone. And like, I have the few people I know have seen it as their favorite parts and they can't think of it. I think it is a better movie and a better step in the right direction and stuff, and there are parts that are funny, but it really does not stand out at all. It's like the least fun pointing out SpongeBob thing I think I've ever fucking seen. Like, it just really doesn't really break out at all, like almost aggressively so. I wonder what the future of SpongeBob is, and this did make me think, like, we spun off everybody, although I would like a Squidward version of Sideways, I think would be really cool. think maybe we should do something like that. Like something weird and different. And these just feel like, oh, there's a big set piece, there's this, like it has to follow these rules because it's a big movie and so forth. But I don't really see it in terms of this being a big movie. It feels like where SpongeBob is, like how often are we gonna do this, and like what's the point of some of these movies? I understand this franchise is so big, but like it often feels like we're sort of, just treading water and getting out as many side things as we can and ignoring that, you just need to make, good SpongeBob cartoons. You don't need to do all this extra stuff. And I don't really think the Plankton movie, it's fine. It just really doesn't evoke any passion in you whatsoever. And maybe it's that SpongeBob there's been too much of it, or modern SpongeBob, or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you have this big opportunity. You could really stick out. You have more budget, presumably you have more money and stuff. But like Plankton, the movie, really just didn't. Like, it's also like, it would have been fun to just see an adventure just with Plankton, and instead it's just Plankton is sort of the lead competing with SpongeBob, and there's everyone else is there because it's Bikini Bottom and stuff. But like, I really wish they'd like given us like something more with this, like, and I think that's kind of what's hurt this and the Sandy Cheeks movie and other SpongeBob movies. It's like the immediacy and the reason for watching it is never really there. Maybe this leaned into the fact that we know these are treated as inconsequential, so they went like, why don't we just lean into making it inconsequential, just lean into it being okay. And if that's the case, like, they're very smart. But I sort of just think it's like creators who have like long past the prime of the show themselves, and now we're just like kind of bringing out anything that'll decently make money and be okay. I wouldn't, I didn't actually watch this with my kids. I watched the Sandy Cheeks one. I sort of brought it up and they didn't care, and I've noticed a general lack of anyone caring. And I don't think you'll watch and go, hey, they were wrong. I think you'll watch and go, yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I don't know if I'd ever really want to think about it, or would think about it voluntarily. There's not much to think about other than why is SpongeBob in this so much. And I don't know if this is ever able to not feel like just like a weird side thing that you can probably ignore, because that's all this whole thing is basically. It's like Plankton goes on a side quest, but SpongeBob is involved, and it's just like, it feels like a comic book annual. If you have it, if you've seen it, you've seen it, but if you haven't, it's not going to change how you feel about SpongeBob. It's sort of lifeless in its attempt because it's so unmemorable. It's really sad, because SpongeBob used to be known for being so memorable, being so different, and seeing the franchise here, it's like, oh cool, this is the best. This might be an improvement, but it didn't make me feel good about this franchise. It didn't make me feel good about this property, and it didn't make me feel good about SpongeBob. It also didn't make me feel really great about Plankton, although I thought they did a good job with the character. It made me just kind of sick of him and just hoping they eventually tell a full kind of just fun Plankton thing instead of the Plankton and the whole thing we get from this, which obviously is just set up for a big set piece. Despite all the stuff with Karen, I thought kind of worked, but I think Plankton the movie, I think a chum bucket seems like a good idea while you're eating it, but it doesn't feel so good when it's coming out because you just forgot you ate a chum bucket, and it's gonna be a long night. So if you've seen Plankton the movie and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if